Hi everyone, my name is William, I'm a photographer, and today we're gonna talk about how to find models and how to model for stock photo shoots. If you've never heard about stock photography, we've done a video talking about it, explaining what it is, so you might want to check that first. So the first step would be to understand what kind of models we need for our shoot, and that would be based on the idea we had planned already. Sometimes we might have very specific requirements for models, other times we can just have a bit more freedom in choosing them. The second step would be to actually find the models. There are various options available, and usually my favorite one is to post the casting or model management. I do spend some time to write them, as I want to make sure I can give as many information as possible, such as location and possible dates for the shoot, the ideas, clothes, and so on. It's important to write down it's a stock shooting, giving some examples of how the pictures could be used, and it's also very important to share a copy of the model release that I will need every model to sign, so they can read it in advance and ask any question should they want to. Along with the casting, I also do a search in the huge models database on model management, so I can see if there's anyone that I really like and invite them to apply to the casting. Once I've got a list of possible candidates, it's time to check their profiles and portfolios. First things I usually look for are photos with very little or no makeup at all, because that's quite often the style I need for my shoots. And I always recommend models to have a bit of these pictures in their portfolios. I also look at the ability to make different expressions, with genuine and candid smiles being always my favorite compared to serious faces to pose, to stage. Now, they're not really needed for stock. And I will say that if you have acting skills, show them. For stock and commercial shootings, they are always very good. The third step would be to get in touch with the models that apply to the casting. I think that the communication is quite important, and sometimes it could even make the difference between being confirmed for a project or not. The selection phase could take some time, and while I keep communicating with the selected models, I usually also do my best to give a feedback to the ones I reject for a particular shoot. On this particular point, I think it's very important to emphasize that rejections are normal. I mean, I wish I could shoot with all the models that apply to my castings and show skills and professionalism, but eventually I only need one or few ones. And well, I've also been rejected as photographers various times, and I think it might happen in the future again, so it's not a big deal. After I've confirmed the models for a shoot, I go through the details once again, especially to make sure they've understood the main differences between a stock shooting from basically any other type of photography. I also like to share a mood board to show possible situations and scenarios so they can be ready and better prepared. When it comes to the actual shooting, the most important thing that models should keep in mind is that they need to be natural. Sometimes it could be a bit easier, for instance when I shoot with multiple models, because they can interact and talk to each other. But anyway, during these years I've learned a few tricks I can use if I see someone being a bit uptight. A good way to be natural in front of the camera is to get yourself into the part. Spend a bit of time to think about the idea and how you will behave in such situation, but without using like exaggerated or fake expression. Just act as you would in real life. At the same time, it's quite important that every now and then you spend a bit of time relaxing the muscles of your face and body, just so you can be more natural for longer. Also, because that's something many models are not aware of, smiling for a lot of time could be quite hard, so come prepared. And that's it. I hope you liked the video, find the information useful, and see you on model management.